Usually I just notice that every sound sounds louder, an image is brighter, and it just hurts. Then I want to get away and stop it from hurting. I can't really talk. I was deeply touched by everything. Just another lot that my brain can't handle. My mind was overloaded. My mind was blank. I can't even talk normally. I can't form words. And when I start to speak, it is already too late. The most important thing is that my brain gets some time to process everything. Expressing with clay was really calming. I put my stress and ideas in my head onto the clay. It helps so much to focus on a simple thing. My feelings and thoughts are very abstract, can't be grasped by words, so it is hard to express it and make any explicit shape.
Mm-hmm. And from the clay that you actually have made like last week, yeah, can you also explain a bit about that, please?
I noticed that I was feeling spiky, and I wanted to express some sort of spikiness.
What do you mean by spikiness?
Imagine having a lot of invisible, pointy, irregular antennas on you. Anything might irritate or feel too much, and yet some things don't.
I see. So it means like from the outside of the clay, you just put in stress and some external stimuli that just feel too much for you, and deep inside you feel that it's kind of spiky.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just believe that everyone has different perception, and I would like to help them to be able to express and explain their feelings and that experience. So that's why I try to translate that stress that is put into the clay as an input of the whole process of this product. And I find that kneading movement is just like so simple, and it's like I think it's quite intuitive for everyone. If you are stressed and you just like kind of play with your clay, and then I try to capture this kneading movement. So I put a microphone inside the clay, and then that signal will be then sent into the package, and then later on sent into your mobile application. And then that mobile application will process and just translate that audio signal into that 3D model later. And so that user can also just like come back later after they're calmed down and just like see that creation that they have made and just look at it and reflect on it. And I feel that that process that Dinpan actually tried to translate that audio signal into 3D shape is just like a metaphor for how they actually really slowly process the experience and their perception, and then try to communicate it, because their feelings are quite abstract, so they try to translate it into a more communicable form. So I see that Dinpan actually assists them to be able to express their feelings, and just like easier through that 3D model, I would say. And since that signal is captured and is measured continuously, so it keeps track of the developing process. So as different movement create different characteristics, Dinpan creates different different shape out of that. So imagine if user is really stressed and just like kind of put in the stress in, and this is like I cannot process and just like put everything in, then the record will be very loud, or it can be clipped. So at that time, Dinpan would generate spikes. And on contrary, if user just like after some time just feel calmer and just slowly knead it, so the audio signal will be softer and the frequency and everything will be different. And at that time, Dinpan will, on contrary, generate curve or smooth shape. So that sculpture will be a continuous outcome of the whole emotional process that they go through. And this means that later on, when users reflect on it, they actually can see that digitized 3D clay as a representation of how they encounter that overwhelming experience. and that 3D shape digitization would actually allow them to just like reuse the clay later, make more complex sculpture than what they can just only with their hands. And of course, they can keep that shape for a long time. And at last, I hope that through process of reflection, this would encourage them to be able to talk about their feelings, their perception, and using it as a tool or as a medium to express it. And the outcome.
I felt that I could recognize my feeling better having that tool as a medium helping me. Since I read it the same thing 5 times.
5 times.
At least.
Okay.
The idea of keeping track of the clay's form is really nice because it changed throughout. It's quite fascinating results to capture my own reality and be able to express it better.
Okay, that's not really
Okay.
good. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much.
You can't look at me while I'm trying to frown. I think I got something there. Maybe we can check what I actually recorded because. How do you stop it?